Most people think they know what women want. The common stereotype? That bigger is always better when it comes to the penis. But what if I told you that 90% of women actually prefer something very different? And it has little to do with the exaggerated expectations fed to us by the porn industry? According to multiple psychological studies, what women really find attractive isn't just about size or shape. It's far more subtle, far more human. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the most surprising revelation. It's not about being massive or unusually shaped. It's not about looking like what we see in adult films. It's about comfort, confidence, emotional safety, and something deeper rooted in human biology and psychology. In a 2023 intimacy survey, when women were asked about their ideal sexual partner, less than 10% even brought up penis size at all. Most responses focused on connection, touch, cleanliness, and how their partner made them feel. And that's a huge contrast from what's constantly sold to men online, in movies or through pop culture, where size is hyped like the golden ticket to satisfaction. So if you've ever stressed about being enough physically, this might just change how you see yourself. Because science is clear. What most women actually want goes beyond inches and enters the realm of emotional intelligence, attentiveness, and trust. Think about it when you're truly into someone. Does a few centimeters really matter? Or is it the way they make you laugh, listen to you, hold you, and pay attention to your needs? Coming up, we'll dive deeper and completely debunk the size myth with real data that might surprise you. Stick around. Let's finally address the elephant in the room, the size myth. You've heard it your whole life. Bigger is better. But what if that belief isn't just wrong? It's actually harmful. A study conducted by the University of California found that only 2% of women prefer a penis over 7 inches. That's right, just 2%. The vast majority of women actually favor a size between 6 and 6.5 inches with moderate girth. Why? Because comfort matters. A lot. Think about it. Real intimacy isn't a porn performance. It's two people connecting. Women aren't looking to be physically overwhelmed. They want to feel good, to feel safe, and to enjoy the experience without discomfort. Most of them even report that larger sizes can sometimes be painful or awkward, especially if there isn't enough communication or foreplay involved. Let's visualize it. Imagine a simple graph. On one side, you have the porn industry standards 8 to 10 inches, unrealistic bodies, exaggerated motions. On the other side, you have actual survey results from thousands of women worldwide, showing that most of them prefer something far more average and manageable. The difference is striking. Porn has built this warped idea of what sex is supposed to look like, creating unnecessary pressure for men and setting up false expectations for everyone. And this obsession with bigger has caused anxiety, insecurity, and even shame in men who are completely normal and completely capable of satisfying their partners. So if it's not just about size, what do women actually want? Let's start with something most men overlook completely: hygiene and health. Sounds basic, right? But it's actually one of the biggest deal breakers. A 2022 study found that 73% of women ranked hygiene as the #1 factor in sexual attraction. Cleanliness, trimmed body hair, and even the scent of your body send powerful subconscious signals about your overall health and genetic fitness. A symmetrical, well-groomed appearance, yes, even down there, speaks volumes. Why? Because in evolutionary psychology, the body gives off clues. Clean skin, healthy grooming, and even posture suggest fertility, health, and low risk of disease. On the flip side, poor hygiene triggers the brain's warning system. So before you ever get naked, how you smell, how you carry yourself, and how well you take care of your body are already shaping your partner's opinion of you. Next up, and this is huge, emotional connection beats anatomy every time. Confidence, attentiveness, and communication have been proven to matter more than what's between your legs. One survey found that women rated emotional intimacy as 3 times more important than penis size. When it comes to long-term satisfaction, in other words, being able to listen, connect, and make your partner feel safe and seen, that's the real superpower. Now let's talk context. What women prefer can actually shift depending on the type of relationship. For short-term flings or casual hookups, some women do report a slight preference for thicker girth, possibly due to biological cues tied to short-term excitement or novelty. But in long-term relationships, comfort, communication, and proportionality take the lead. Most women say they want a penis that fits them, not one that fits porn stereotypes. So the real takeaway? Women aren't looking for a fantasy. They're looking for someone who understands them, takes care of themselves, and genuinely pays attention to their needs, both emotionally and physically. In the next section, we'll look at how the media, and especially porn, has completely distorted this conversation, and how to break free from the pressure. It's time to talk about the biggest culprit behind all this confusion: porn and media. For decades, adult films and mass media have exaggerated everything, especially penis size. Why? Because it creates a novelty effect. When something looks extreme or out of the ordinary, it activates the brain's dopamine system, tricking us into paying more attention. It's not about realism, it's about reaction. But here's the problem. These exaggerated portrayals have warped what men believe women want. They've created a false benchmark that leads to insecurity, anxiety, and performance pressure. And the irony? Real-life preferences look completely different. Let's compare. On one side, we have scenes from adult films showing overly large penises, intense scenes, and unrealistic endurance. On the other side, we have anonymous surveys from thousands of women, showing that their preferences are rooted in comfort, connection, and emotional safety. The difference is dramatic and eye-opening. Culturally, men have been conditioned to measure their worth by inches. From locker room jokes to viral memes, the pressure to conform to an unrealistic ideal is everywhere. But science tells a different story. Most women don't care about extremes. They care about the experience. In fact, many women say that porn has negatively affected their relationships, not just because of unrealistic size expectations, but because of how it misrepresents consent, emotional closeness, and real intimacy. The overfocus on size distracts from what actually makes sex satisfying: communication, presence, and mutual pleasure. So if you've been silently comparing yourself to what you see on screen, here's your permission to stop. Because what you see in porn is not what your partner is looking for in bed. So after all the myths, statistics, and scientific insights, what's the number one trait women crave in a sexual partner? It's not size, it's not girth, it's not stamina, it's communication. Yes, according to multiple studies and relationship experts, the single most powerful predictor of a woman's sexual satisfaction is how well her partner listens, responds, and connects. One expert even said it best: women who feel heard report up to 80% higher sexual satisfaction. Think about that. You could have every physical advantage in the world, but if you can't tune into your partner's needs, it won't matter. On the other hand, a man who asks questions, makes his partner feel safe, checks in during intimacy, and genuinely wants to please her, he's gold. And it's not complicated. Start with something simple. What do you enjoy most? Is there something you've always wanted to try? Tell me what feels best for you. These aren't just words, they're intimacy in action. And the irony? Communicating openly about sex is sexier than any physical trait. It builds anticipation, comfort, and trust. Women want to feel seen, heard, and cherished. And when that happens, desire skyrockets. So here's the truth. Real confidence doesn't come from measuring yourself. It comes from showing up with empathy, curiosity, and a willingness to learn what your partner enjoys. And if you want to really blow her mind, be the guy who cares more about her experience than your performance. So now that you know the truth, the real truth, about what women actually want, here's the question. Are you ready to be the kind of partner who gets it? Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you were born with. It's about how you show up, how you listen, how you care. That's what separates forgettable from unforgettable. If you've ever felt pressure, shame, or insecurity because of how you measure up, I hope this video gave you the freedom to breathe, to stop comparing yourself to the illusion of porn and start focusing on the reality of connection. And if you're someone who genuinely wants to please your partner, someone who's willing to put in the effort to learn, grow, and explore, then we've got something special for you. Drop it in the comments if you're ready to learn more about building deep, satisfying intimacy. Because next week we're diving into science-backed tips to improve your sex life without ever needing to change your body. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And while you're here, check out our next video, the male body type women love most, and why it's not what you think. Because great sex doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts with how you see yourself.